designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
I think anytime you're beginning a season or beginning a new sport where maybe you haven't been as well conditioned as later in the season or near the end of the year, that's when you're going to be most prone to overuse types of injuries. That's going to be sprains and strains and tendonitis and stress fractures. And so I think it's most important to kind of slowly ramp up into an activity and build your volume in a stepwise way instead of jumping in all at once.
Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
I think anytime you're beginning a season or beginning a new sport where maybe you haven't been as well conditioned as later in the season or near the end of the year, that's when you're going to be most prone to overuse types of injuries. That's going to be sprains and strains and tendonitis and stress fractures. And so I think it's most important to kind of slowly ramp up into an activity and build your volume in a stepwise way instead of jumping in all at once.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're off to a flying start, aren't we? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bushy Rink here at the Cullen Hockey Center in beautiful Moorhead, Minnesota. We got a treat on tap for you today, the Blue Bracket Final, the battle for the Blue Ox. We've got the Fargo Freeze, Bantam Double A's, and Centennial going head-to-head. Centennial wearing black and red, and Fargo Freeze wearing a very striking combination of gray, blue, and white. The starters for today's game. For Fargo in goal, number 33, Dominic Crocker. This defensive pair in front of him, Reese Clayton and Connor Long. The forward trio, number 35, Connor Amundsen, number 39, Lucas Hankey, and number 25, Alex Gold. The 2-1 for Centennial. There's a shot, there's a rebound, and the shot goes too high. The starters for Centennial in goal, number 30, Flynn Sandberg. The defensive pair in front of him, Jacob Homeke and Finn Undersander. The forward trio, Benjamin Fedor, Nolan Border, and Caden Julik. Connor Lang gets to the red line, dumps it in. Sandberg holds it behind the net. Centennial looking for an option. We are just a minute into the first period. We've got our first offsides at 13:59. 15-minute periods here at the Blue Ox. We'll have a Zamboni break after the second frame. The team's going on clean ice at the moment. Puck is down at center ice after the stoppage. Centennial going right back to work after maintaining possession. Off the draw, Johnson dumps it in. It's held behind the net there by the netminder Crocker. Crocker, a 26-save performance last night to send Fargo into this bracket championship game. A centering try by Rice, intercepted by the Freeze and turned right back up off the hash mark. Body check there by Centennial. Puck now into the corner, going after it. Isaac Adams battling with a Freeze defender. The Freeze ring the puck around the boards. It comes to the blue line, turns and fires it back in, does Adams. The puck coming to drops, sends it back down low. Adams to the top to Heher shooting, tipped in front, and he scores! Caden Johnson deposits his own rebound, and with 13:04 to go in the first period, our score is 1-0 Centennial. fast start here for Centennial. Carrying ahead, Jack Barch, 55 for Fargo Freeze. The puck is sent out of play. His way toward the Centennial goal for Fargo. That was number 27 at Connor Peterson. One of several standouts on this Freeze AA team. In the corner going after it, Mason Peterson, held in at the top of the circle. Undersander in front, bouncing puck stopped, frozen and hung on to. Face off down. Freeze maintained possession off the draw. That was Alex Gold taking the face off. The puck hung up along the sideboards at the moment. Working their way into the middle are the Cougars. Fedor shooting glove save and held onto by Crocker. It's a good time to tell you how these teams got here. Centennial enters today's game with a record of 2-1, losing to Warroad 6-3 in the opening round, and then a shootout victory 4-3 over East Grand Forks. And a 6-2 win over Grand Forks sends the Cougars to the blue bracket final. Leading scorers for the Cougars, number 16, Caden Julik, with 4 goals and 6 points. And number 8, Caden Johnson. There's a goal. As soon as I'm talking about Centennial scoring leaders, Fargo's Lucas Hankey evens the score at 1-1. We're all knotted up at 1-1. As for the Freeze, they enter today's game with a record of 3-1, defeating Sartell in the opening round 5-3, losing in a shootout to Matamidi 5-4, and then Gritty wins over Chaskatchan 5-3 and Rosemount 3-2. A trio of players with 5 points apiece lead Fargo in scoring. Number 14, Reese Clayton, number 15, Connor Long, and number 35, Connor Amundsen. Face off in the Centennial end, push forward by Fargo's Elijah Enger. Eventually off to the half wall by Hehere, held in at the blue line by Paulus. Now the puck scoots by Paulus. Here's a chance for Caden Johnson. He's got 1 goal, obviously looking for 2. Centering try rejected back into the corner by Duncan Metcalf. The shot on goal, blocked into the corner by Crocker. Puck over skated by Enger. And thankfully for Fargo, Centennial unable to hold the zone. Fargo will go for a change. Cutter Paulus applying the only pressure for Fargo. Now in the corner, Enger sends it back to the other corner where it's scooped up by Drops. His pass gets to Adams. Adams through the middle. Puck bounces off the stick of Caden Johnson and into the Fargo corner. Fargo defender goes down in a heap. Here's a chance. Didn't get there fast enough to get a shot off. Barch to Peterson. Peterson over the blue line. Now on the half wall looking for an option. Centering try. Looking for Lindstedt, and Lindstedt missed the puck on the one-timer attempt. The puck now finds a home inside the Centennial bench. Have the face-off at center ice after the stoppage play. Nolan Border taking the draw for Centennial. Connor Peterson for Fargo. Puck is down. The Freeze have it. Emmerich Netland try to go D to D. Didn't work out. Centennial will regroup in the neutral zone. Dumped in by Frost. Ends up on net, covered and held onto by Crocker. Face off in the Fargo end to the left of Crocker. Julik backhands it behind the Fargo net where it's scooped up by Netlin. Netlin lost an edge. He goes down in the corner. Somebody might need to grab him. A sharpening stone between periods. One-timer attempt. Big save by Crocker. He makes the first save. He makes the second. He cannot make the third. Centennial goes up 2-1. So 2-1 Centennial with 9:30 to go. In the first period, the Cougars applying all sorts of pressure right now on the Fargo end. Puck scooped up by Rice. Rice tried to kick it up the boards. It's taken away by Gold. Gold will skate it himself. Zips a pass over to Hankey. Hankey's got one, looking for two. Tries to slide it back to Gold, and a diving play by Drops eliminates the centering pass. Now Gold going after it, going shoulder to shoulder with Isaac Adams. Now at the blue line, and Centennial able to clear. Adams down the left side has it poked away nicely by Amundsen. Amundsen. Somehow Fargo gets it deeper into the Centennial end. They'll go for a change. And pass intercepted by Fargo. There's a shot on goal. That goes wide, going after it. Logan Spiewak, who tries a centering pass. It doesn't end up on anybody's stick until it's played back to Spiewak. Spiewak rotating along the blue line, drops it down to Metcalf. Metcalf shooting, that's wide. Rice skating ahead, pushes it into the neutral zone. A couple of players going flying all over the place. Body check, Spiewak loses the handle. Now it comes into the middle for Johnson. Johnson scooting the left side. He shoots, a blocker save and held on to by Dominic Crocker. The face-off to the right of Crocker in the Fargo zone. Puck is down, Centennial and Fargo battling for it. It ends up being the freeze off the face-off. Carter Paulus skating ahead. He'll dump it in cross ice, hoping Morgan Ruland would win the race to the puck. He does. And Fargo will go to work in the offensive zone. Barch off the boards, working his way in towards the middle. Intercepted on its way to the net by Undersander. Undersander up the wall, and here's a 2-on-1 for Centennial. If they hurry, shooting, and a poke check. A nice play there by Duncan Metcalf to eliminate the shot attempt. Moran streaking down, had a player in the middle opted to shoot, had it poked away. There's a shot on goal, blocker saved by Crocker, and cleared into the neutral zone by Barch. Not deep enough to get a full line change for Fargo, just two players hopping on the ice. Puck sent all the way down. That'll end up being icing on the freeze with just over 7 minutes to go in the first period. Two more championship games up after this one. The Bantam A final featuring Moorhead and Osseo Maple Grove, and then the Black Bracket Bantam AA Championship. Moorhead going for the three-peat against Stillwater, which has never won a Blue Ox championship. I don't know if they've ever actually been in the finals before. Puck is down on yet another face-off in the Fargo zone. Working their way towards the net are the Cougars. Skating ahead, Barch causing problems. Here's Lindstad. Lindstad gets sandwiched between a pair of Cougars and goes down. Cougars through the neutral zone. Julik sends it towards the net. Nice tip in front, but a big save by Crocker. Out of the point, walking in, shooting. Stick saved by Crocker. Into the corner, Barch is flying through the neutral zone, hoping for a home run pass. It doesn't get there. Nicely picked off by here. Rice off the wall to Peterson. Peterson sends it into the neutral zone. That'll go all the way down. Could we see another icing call? Yes, we can. So for what feels like the 15th time in this period, the faceoff will come back down to the Fargo zone. To the right of Crocker this time, taking the faceoff for Centennial in the offensive zone. Isaac Adams. Feels like Adams has been on the ice all morning. Puck is down. The faceoff won by Gold into the corner. Gold dropping down to help out. It's swept behind the net by Connor Long. Now comes to the point. Shot goes wide for the Cougars. Into the middle. Here's a chance for Centennial in front. A defensive play by Long is going to be whistled down. 2 minutes for hooking, so Centennial will go on the power play. Adams lining up to take the draw. The power play unit for Centennial. Adams, Border, Julik, who stops the puck, walks it down, tries to slide it across to Caden Johnson. The puck never got there. Now it is cleared. Puck dumped in by Fargo. 1:30 to go in the Centennial power play. Julik hovering near the Fargo blue line, hoping for that long pass. Never got there. That pass is too hard through the neutral zone and in midair. So Centennial will send out its second power play unit, and the faceoff will come back into the Cougar zone to the left of Flynn Sandberg, starting netminder. Puck is down, fired in from the half wall by Metcalf. That goes into the opposite corner. Unable to get it any deeper into the zone was Morgan Ruland. Rotating backwards is Undersander. Undersander nearly picked off by Lucas Hankey. Hankey skating with some special jam today after scoring that early goal for Fargo. Scooped up by Homike. Homike will skate it in. Homike trying to cut towards the net. He's angled out of the way by Metcalf. Centering try. Nobody able to get a stick on it. Finally, the puck goes off the glass and into the neutral zone. Undersander scoops it up. Tosses it over to Homike. Homike at the blue line. Doesn't really go to anybody there. The puck is tipped into the bleachers. Hopefully everybody's okay down there. Faceoff will remain in the Fargo freeze end. 36 seconds to play in the Centennial power play before Connor Long is eligible to return to the ice. Taking the faceoff is going to be Caden Julik. Centennial rolling out, and a very wide defender on the far side. That's Drops. Referees conferring over something. Now the face-off will come out into the neutral zone. The 9 players on the ice will remain the same. Enger wins the draw. Back to Peterson. Peterson, his dump attempt didn't go very far. Centennial with a chance with it. Now Drops. Drops over to here. Gives it back to Drops. Drops at the red line. He'll skate it in over the blue line. Stops along the half wall. Centennial looking to set up some sort of formation. Over to He here at the top. He shoots right into the skates of a Fargo defender. Peterson can't clear, and there's a shot on goal. Couldn't tell if it went off the face or the chest of Crocker. Another stop by Crocker. Whipped around the back by Netlin. It doesn't get out. It's held in at the blue line. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Shot on goal. That's blocked in the loose puck. Shot. Score. Caden Julich goes bar down. Centennial's lead is now 3-1. Crocker's ready to go after shaking his face mask back down over said face. So 3-1 Centennial with 3:20 to go in the first period. Going to ask for a much better start for the Cougars. Centering pass goes off the stick of Orlet into the corner. Barch will carry it out. He's got space. He's quickly caught up to, at least laterally, by a couple of Cougars. That is dumped in, no ice. We're going to call it a tip. Nice move there by Reese Clayton trying to clear the zone. Not often you see a defenseman as a team's leading scorer, but here Clayton is tied atop the Fargo leaderboard. Clayton, now it's off the glass into the neutral zone. Nobody home, though, for Fargo. The Centennial defense doing a nice job of minimizing possible home run passes. Centennial is offsides. Lining up for the draw. Adams will take the faceoff. Centennial goes D to D, Undersander over to Homeke. Homeke muscles it ahead, and Centennial will go right back to work in the offensive zone. The Cougars certainly setting up camp in the Fargo end here in the opening period. Muscled ahead to Gold. Gold over the blue line, taken away and flipped right back where it came from. Undersander gets it over the blue line, poked ahead. Alex Gold steals it, pushes it forwards. I don't think he realized that Amundsen was going for a line change. Look off the boards, and now here's a chance for Centennial. Another odd man rush if they hurry. Rice shooting short side. No dice for Rice. Alexander Rice going 1-on-2 against a pair of Freeze defenders, and Fargo manages to clear. Rulin skating it ahead across the blue. Spiewak dumps it in. 1:25 to go in the opening period. It's been all Centennial so far for the first 15 minutes. Hoping for a breakaway pass. Here's a chance for Centennial. Johnson walking in, toe save by Crocker. From the blue line, drops, fires in. It's tipped wide by a Fargo defender. Trying to walk off the board is Fedor. Fedor unable to put the puck into a scoring area. It bounces into the neutral zone. Centennial operating on a totally different playing field right now than Fargo. It's dumped in by Caden Johnson. He's got one of Centennial's 3 goals. Freeze managed to break it out before it's taken right back by Julich. Along the goal line. Into the corner, bodies flying everywhere. Poked ahead by Peterson. Peterson will simply dump it in. 15 seconds to go in the period. Going after now is Drops. Drops ahead to Julich. Julich's pass intercepted and now pinned up along the boards by the Freeze. Into the corner, there's the buzzer after 15 minutes of play. Centennial leads Fargo 3-1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. in 60 seconds.
Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
I think anytime you're beginning a season or beginning a new sport where maybe you haven't been as well conditioned as later in the season or near the end of the year, that's when you're going to be most prone to overuse types of injuries. That's going to be sprains and strains and tendonitis and stress fractures. And so I think it's most important to kind of slowly ramp up into an activity and build your volume in a stepwise way instead of jumping in all at once.
Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
I think anytime you're beginning a season or beginning a new sport where maybe you haven't been as well conditioned as later in the season or near the end of the year, that's when you're going to be most prone to overuse types of injuries. That's going to be sprains and strains and tendonitis and stress fractures. And so I think it's most important to kind of slowly ramp up into an activity and build your volume in a stepwise way instead of jumping in all at once.
Well, as the song says, highway to the danger zone, and right now, Fargo is in the danger zone, losing to Centennial 3-1 right now. Centennial simply faster, better, stronger through 15 minutes of play. There's a pass up the line to Border. Kind of a half shot, half pass, loose puck in front. Who can get a stick on it first? Here comes Fargo. Hankey. He's got the lone goal for the Freeze right now. A long pass ahead off the boards and chased after by Fedor. Fedor centering try. Nobody home. "40 seconds into the second period, we will have a Zamboni break after the second frame, which will give you a chance to grab a cup of coffee, maybe a little brunch if you're so inclined. Off the wall by Alex Gold. He sends it ahead to Long fans on it. Getting ahead, another long pass. Centennial playing very well, flying a forward very high and looking for those long passes. They've connected on more than they've missed. And moving forward, Elijah Enger down the left-hand side. Enger on the backhand. There's a centering pass. It ended up on the stick of Paulus. Paulus wasn't expecting it and couldn't get a shot off. The puck somehow ends up on a Centennial stick. That was Isaac Adams flying through the offensive zone. Now at the red line, Frost. Poked away. Spiewak going after it. He has it knocked away. Isaac Adams rotating near his own blue line, throws it ahead. That'll be icing. Play resumes. Another long pass by Centennial. Adams will go after it. He's got Caden Johnson hovering right behind him for support. Johnson now has it. Gives it back to Adams. Adams turns away from trouble, sends it back behind the Fargo Freeze net. Barch steps around Undersander and then regroups with Undersander in the corners. Undersander nearly puts Barch through the boards. The pass ahead, turning and trying to skate forward was Connor Peterson. He ends up losing the puck. Off the wall, regrouping in the neutral zone is Centennial. Netland across to Peterson. Peterson looking for an option. He sends it all the way down. That's going to go off the boards. It's going to go over the line for an icing call. 12:03 to go in the second period. 3-1 Centennial. You get the feeling that the Cougars aren't all that far away from their fourth goal. Alex Gold taking the faceoff in the defensive zone for Fargo. The all-important defensive zone faceoff. It ends up stuck in a corner, and here we go. Here's Gold. Gold will carry it ahead. Lost the handle, going too fast for his own good. Centennial takes over possession. It's whipped into the zone by Scarella. Now Gold, centered into the middle. To Amundsen, now goes to Clayton. Clayton shooting with the quick release. It zips over the top of the net, hits the glass, and scares an onlooker into changing places. The puck still deep in the Centennial end. Cougars skating it out, pinned up along the boards. 2 frees, 3 Cougars, which means the Cougars have possession now. Orlet dumps it in on net. It's held onto just long enough to merit a whistle. 11:08 to go in the period. And a shot on goal, knocked away by Crocker. Pushing forward is Homeke. Homeke gloved by Crocker. He'll hang on for a stoppage of play. And early in the second period, we've got another face-off in the Fargo end. Fargo certainly not helping their cause by starting so many possessions on its own side of the ice. In the corner, back to the point, back down to the half wall. Centennial starting to get closer and closer to that Fargo freeze net, looking for centering passes, rebounds, and anything of the like. Skating it out. Fargo's Elijah Enger. Enger trying to dance around a Centennial defender, won't get there. Enger somehow still has possession after the puck is held in along the blue line. It's a shot from the goal line, stopped and held on to by Sandberg. No personnel change for Centennial, no change for Fargo. They'll leave Enger out there to take the face-off in the offensive zone. Puck is down, chipped into the middle. Here's a 2-on-1 for Centennial if they had maintained hold of the puck in the neutral zone. Shot on goal, stopped and held onto by Crocker. It feels like we've had a lot of stoppages of play in the last minute and 30 seconds. Puck down, this time Fargo's got it in its own zone. All the way through, goes off the stick of a Centennial defender, Spiewak. It's the puck taken away, drops, got it to the blue line, but it's held in by Morgan Ruland. Ruland again at the blue line, working his way into the middle, tries a shot. Into the bread basket, and Flynn Sandberg and held on to. Nobody home for any sort of rebound for Fargo. Even if a rebound had popped out, likely wouldn't have done any damage. Face-off down in Centennial zone. Drops. Good pressure, drops, pokes it away. He's got a man up top if he wants him. His pass finds Border. Excuse me, not Border Johnson. In front, big save by Crocker. Boy, a nice play there by Centennial. Crocker comes up big with 9:16 to go in the second period. A rebound off the back wall. That second shot also goes wide. Barch into the middle, dangerous pass there by Barch. Lucky that didn't turn into a scoring chance for Centennial. One-handed ahead. Now it's Moran. Moran loses it. And Fargo's still unable to get the puck out. And finally they've got an option in Barch. It gets up to Barch. Barch will go one-on-one with Drops, and Drops is right there. Eddie Drops so good on defense for the Centennial Cougars squad. Dumped in, it ends up on the stick of Drops again. He works his way into the middle. He shoots. That's just wide. Turned and fired. Goes off the skate of Netlin. Goes into the corner. Knocked all the way down. That'll end up being icing. Looks like we're going to have a goalie switch here for Fargo. Midway through the game, Jaden Larson will come on for the Freeze as Crocker sits down and gets a pat on the head from Coach Jeff Nold. No warm-up shots here. Puck sent ahead to Gold. Gold down the right-hand side. Drops it off. One-timer. Goes off the blocker of Sandberg. Swept back into the zone by Amundsen. Going after it now is Homeke. Homeke plays it up the boards. Into the middle now at the red line. Fedor chasing after Gold. Gold, classic 200-foot type player. He's been below the goal line in both zones twice during this shift. Picked up at the red line by Long. Long walks it in, dumps it in from the blue line. Homeke going after it. Homeke to Julik. Julik into the middle, and Freeze punch it back down in the Centennial end. Now Fedor. Fedor to Border. Border slips around Long. The puck out of his reach, couldn't complete the move, but he chases after it into the corner. Julik sweeps it up top to Undersander. Undersander shoots. It's blocked. We'll see what Fargo's got in transition. Spiewak tries to hop around Homeke, and it didn't work out so well. Puck ends up on the stick of Long. Long will saucer the puck across to Metcalf. Metcalf skating it out. He's across the blue, across the red. He stopped, and he is dumped from behind by Undersander, so Fargo will go on the power play momentarily. Explanation. The Centennial head coach, Jesse Ramirez. Centennial and Fargo, two of the rare teams in this tournament that only have two coaches on the bench. Ramirez trying to make the case that the hit was out of Undersander's control. And so far it looks like it'll just be a 2-minute minor. And for some reason, we're still discussing something. Oh my, are they going to give him a 2 and a 10 for that? Matthew Frost will serve the 2-minute minor, and it appears Undersander will sit for 10 minutes with 6:32 to go in the second period. I don't know if I would have gone 2 and a 10 there. And again, I'm not a referee. So it'll be 5-on-4 in favor of Fargo for the duration of this power play. The faceoff will be in the Centennial zone. Alex Gold limbering up before the faceoff. Gold wins it back to Long. Long sets up shop at the top. Long to Gold. Gold back to Long. Long with a shot. Stick save. Goes into the black netting above the glass. We have another stoppage at play. No switch for either team. We'll leave the same 9 players out there. Gold, Hankey, Clayton, Long, and Amundsen, the power play unit for Fargo. There's Long. Long to Gold. Puck slips under his stick, and they'll have to reset. Amundsen plays it back to Gold. Gold to Long. Long back to Gold. There's a shot by Gold. Rebound in front. There it was. Oh. Reese Clayton had everything he could have wanted and more, and he skies the rebound attempt into the black netting. Fargo player Lucas Hankey asking for an explanation of why the puck is coming outside the zone. He thinks it went off the stick of a Centennial player, but to no end. Connor Long waiting for an option, gives it to Clayton. Clayton over to Gold. Gold softly off the boards, looking for Hankey. The puck just out of Hankey's reach, and now Fargo is offsides. Shot on goal. Yankee shot into the skates of Eddie Dropson into the corner. We've got 55 seconds remaining in this Fargo power play. Now to Gold. Gold over to Long. Long back to Gold. Gold throws it down to Clayton. Clayton's shot goes just wide. Amundsen, and the puck comes all the way out. Just over 5 minutes to play in the second period. It's Connor Long. Long skating through. Long steps around a man in front. It rolls up the stick and in. Lucas Hankey has got his second goal of the game, and Fargo pulls within 1. Fargo takes advantage of the power play and pulls within a single goal here after it looked for a stretch in the first period that Centennial would pull away. Picked up at the red line. Skated in by he here. He tries a shot on goal. That's stopped by Larson and hung on to. Again, if you're just joining us, Dominic Crocker played the first half of the game for Fargo. Jaden Larson will play the second half of the game. When it comes to the point, there's a shot on goal. It's loose in front. Larson makes another save. Didn't really know where it was, and eventually covers up with his glove. So Centennial back to applying all sorts of pressure. The faceoff will be to the left of Larson. Centennial lining up, looking like they just can't wait to fire another shot on the freeze net. Rulin lost the handle. Caden Johnson's got it now. Johnson waiting for an option. He flips it across. He was looking for Homeke, who was dropping down from the point. And it ended up hitting a skate. Isaac Adams on the half wall. Drops it back down. Rolls past Rice. Here's Johnson. Johnson. Centering try. Bouncing puck. Where is it? Can't get a shot off on the rebound. Rice up to the top. Now back down to Rice. Rice into the middle. One-timer goes wide. Now a shot by Homike. That's blocked into the side. Another shot on goal. That flutters wide. Homike can't get around Spiewak. Spiewak dumps it down. No icing because the puck won't get across the line. Scooped up by Hehere. Hehere all the way through the neutral zone. Centennial very close to being offsides. No call. Caden Johnson tangled up with Morgan Ruland. Johnson asking the referee where the penalty is. He won't get a satisfactory answer. Face off won by Fargo in the defensive zone. Barch tried to chip it out into the neutral zone. It was intercepted and turned right back in by Caden Julik. Here's Netland. Netland off the boards. Fargo breaking out. The pass goes right between two members of the Freeze. At the dot, now the hash mark. Drop down, Centennial setting something up. There's a shot on goal, turned away by Larson into the corner. Going after it is Border. Border gives it to Julik. Julik looking for Border on the centering pass. Puck deflected up into the glass. In the corner, Border. Julik up to the blue line. There's a shot on goal, right into the skates of Connor Peterson. Now Peterson's got it again. That goes all the way through. That's going to die. It's not going to get there. Icing should be waved off. It is waved off. Drops has got it. Drops sends it ahead. Ticks off a stick. And that's picked up by Peterson. Peterson ahead to Barch. Boy, Barch and Joseph Lindstedt very nearly running into each other head on, crossing the ice. Taken away by Julik. Julik has the puck knocked away from him. 1:43 to go in the second period. Frost plays it deeper into the Fargo end. Netland looking for an option, praying that somebody comes open. Barch was drifting near the opposing blue line. Puck never got there. Skating ahead now is Lindstedt. Lindstedt gets to the blue line and dumps it in. Going after it is Drops. Drops waiting. Fires it up to Rice. Rice. Ahead to Adams. Adams shooting and a glove save by Larson. Free skating out, the duo of Amundsen and Hankey pushing the puck forward. Lucas Hankey has got both goals for Fargo so far. One goal in the period, and that was Hankey's, which pulled Fargo within one of the Centennial Cougars. Although the edge would go to Centennial in virtually every category so far. Homike being pressured heavily by Gold. Gold now has it behind the Centennial net. Centers it, nobody there. Now it's Gold. Gold in front, and it's in! It slithers through the wickets of Flynn Sandberg, and Alex Gold has tied this game at 3. It disappeared for a second, and then all of a sudden you saw the puck trickle across the line. We are dead even at 3-3. Puck out of reach of the Centennial defender the final 18 seconds of the second period. Rolling off. Sent ahead. Dumped in by Centennial's Caden Julik. Morgan Rulin just hoping not to turn the puck over in his own zone. There's the buzzer through 2 periods. We are tied at 3-3. We'll be back with period number 3 after a Zamboni break. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
I think anytime you're beginning a season or beginning a new sport where maybe you haven't been as well conditioned as later in the season or near the end of the year, that's when you're going to be most prone to overuse types of injuries. That's going to be sprains and strains and tendonitis and stress fractures. And so I think it's most important to kind of slowly ramp up into an activity and build your volume in a stepwise way instead of jumping in all at once.
Welcome back, folks. Period number 3. On deck, Centennial and Fargo Freeze, Bantam AA. Our score 3-3. Centennial off to a hot start in the first period, a 3-1 lead. 2 goals from Fargo in the second makes it 3-3, and we're essentially back where we started. Centennial clearing the puck into the neutral zone. A few wet patches still out there on the ice. We'll see if that affects anything. Going after the puck is Homeke. Homeke tosses it to his defensive partner, who sends it ahead. It's intercepted and turned right back up by Clayton. Dumped in from the red line, sailing wide of Flynn Sandberg. Pass in front, intercepted by Paulus. Paulus skating ahead, now off the half wall, tangled up with Centennial's Mason Hehere. Down to the blue line, walking his way in. That was Clayton. Clayton's backhand pass. He eludes the stick of Elijah Enger and ends up in the corners. A turnaround shot, bouncing puck. Now skating ahead, he's got wheels. Knocked into the boards. Long on his backhand. Up the wall to Paulus. Comes back into the neutral zone, drops. Over to Frost. Frost back to drops at the red line. Dumps it in. The puck dies below the goal line after bouncing off the back of the cage. Off the wall, that'll be icing. So the face-off will come back down into the Fargo Freeze and goaltender Jaden Larson playing the second half of today's game for Fargo. Puck is down, a backhand try by Drops. Not fast enough to get to the net. And Fargo will begin its breakout, skating ahead. Connor Peterson, he gets to the red line. Now he's over the blue line, and Fargo goes offsides. Goal scorers so far for Centennial: Caden Johnson, Benjamin Fedor, and Caden Julik. 2 goals from Lucas Hankey to lead Fargo, and then 1 goal from Alex Gold. Now we'll have a penalty against Fargo. Power play, Centennial. Power point, power point, power point. Face-off will be in the Fargo zone. At the blue line, Centennial will take its time on the power play, looking for that perfect shot. Caden Julik sends it ahead. One-timer, not enough on it by Drops. It goes wide. There's Drops at the top of the circle. Drops. It's a shot, rebound, backhand try, paddle saved by Larson, and he hangs on. Centennial with a couple of nice shots, however. 1:31 to go in the power play for the Cougars. Isaac Adams lining back up to take the face-off for Centennial in the offensive zone. Jesse Ramirez asking his team to walk the puck closer before taking a shot. Puck out of Caden Julik's reach. That'll be icing. We'll line it up. We'll do it all again. Fargo wins the draw, and the clearance attempt ends up in the black net. Plops down outside of the ice. Face-off Won by the Freeze. Clayton skating it ahead, sends it off the glass into the neutral zone. Time ticking away on the Centennial power play. Julik throws it up and ends up in the neutral zone, and Clayton, he's got a half step on his man. Clayton drops it to Gold. Gold shooting, and somebody got a stick on it, deflecting it wide. The centering try on the penalty kill. He goes down. The Cougars are offsides. The face-off just outside the Fargo Freeze end. The face-off down, pushed back by the Cougars. And drops at the red line, drops at the blue line. Stepping in, loses the handle, loose puck. Be gathered up by Isaac Adams. Adams off the boards, nobody home, and Centennial will have to regroup in the neutral zone. 17 seconds to go. And power play for the Cougars. Pinned up against the wall. A smattering of Freeze and Cougars. Drops at the red line, whips it across. It's picked off. Enger tries a toe drag, loses the handle on the toe drag. Centennial in transition. Adams down the left side. His pass runs into the skates of Carter Paulus. We are officially back to 5-on-5 hockey. 10:40 to go in the third period. Paulus drops it off to Enger. Enger off the boards, back to Paulus. Enger misses it with his skate. It comes to the point shot. Rebound in front. They score! A top shelfer from Fargo's Logan Spiewak. And the Freeze have come all the way back to take a 4-3 lead. The shot, the rebound, and the goal by Spiewak. And what started as a 3-1 advantage for Centennial has now turned into a 4-3 lead for Fargo. Looks like the assist will go to Netland. I believe took the initial shot that turned into the rebound. Just a reminder, we've got two more championship games on deck today. The Bantam A final between Osseo Maple Grove and Moorhead here on the Bushy rink, and then the Bantam AA championship, Moorhead and Stillwater. The Spuds going for the three-peat. Stillwater looking for its first ever Blue Ox title. Should be a dandy here in the Red River Valley. Puck goes all the way down for an icing against Centennial. The faceoff will come back to the Cougar zone. Will be to the left of Flynn Sandberg. A couple of personnel changes for Centennial. We'll see who they send out to take the defensive zone faceoff. It's going to be Nolan Border. Puck is down, and a spin by Connor Peterson separates Cougar from a puck. Shot by Barch through a screen. Blocker saved by Sandberg. Nice play by Sandberg to get his eyes on that puck. Jack Barch, the smallest player on the ice, just laid his version of a body check, which means he got in the way, kind of like a fly on the freeway, drawing a rousing cheer from the Fargo Freeze bench. Duncan Metcalf, beautiful pass up to Lindstedt. Lindstedt at the top of the circle, double toe drag, a backhand shot. It's in skates. Sandberg splayed out, and he holds the puck against the side. Maybe not against the side of the net. Puck coming free. Sure, the Fargo faithful wondering why it was blown dead. Flynn Sandberg thanking the universe for an early whistle. Adams will once again take the draw in the defensive zone. 9:24 to go in the third period. Undersander pins Barch against the boards. Barch, Peterson, and Lindstedt, the forward trio for Fargo. Interestingly enough, it appears that both teams are operating under the same offensive philosophy. There's always one forward floating high in the neutral zone while the puck is in the respective defensive zone. Interesting strategy. We'll see if it pays off for him. Amundsen carrying it ahead, loses the handle. Centennial takes it away, up to drops along the boards. Drops, long pass, on sides for Alexander Rice. Rice chases it into the corner. Larson makes a save, and it looks like we're going to get a penalty called against Fargo. 2 minutes for roughing. The referee explaining the call to, looks like it's going to go against Connor Long with 8:39 to go in the third period. So a premium chance here for Centennial to tie this game. Isaac Adams taking the face off. Adams, border, Julik drops. And Johnson, the power play unit, be hard pressed to find a better five-man set in this tournament. Very interesting juxtaposition between the benches. Centennial, everybody sitting down, very uniform. Fargo, you've got a player leaning over the bench with his back to the ice. You've got a goalie dancing to the music. A couple of guys standing, a couple of guys sitting. Very willy-nilly, if that's a term people still use. The centering try into the corner. Caden Johnson to the point, drops, gives it to Julik. Julik has a goal today, going bar down. Julik at the blue line. Julik sends it ahead. Low shot, loose in front, covered up and held on by Jaden Larson to freeze. 1:18 to go in the Centennial power play. 7:58 to go in the third period. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Fargo is back to full strength with 6:38 to play in regulation. The pass goes up ahead to Fedor. Fedor's got a goal. I'm sure he'd like to add to that total. Fedor in deep. Caden Johnson goes after it. On the backhand, Johnson off the half wall. Sends it up top to Undersander. Undersanders, can't tell if that was a shot, a pass, or a dump-in attempt, but in any case, it ends up in the opposite corner. Caden Johnson again plays it back to the blue line, and Julik. Julik sends it ahead. It never got to the net. It's dumped out by the Freeze. And that'll be icing. 6:07 to go in the third period. Both teams have a timeout remaining. We'll see who blinks first. Tournament director Jossie Cookson refusing to put on a headset. You wouldn't expect such timid behavior from a Miss Hockey finalist, a University of Wisconsin standout, and the Edina High School all-time leading scorer. And now Justin Moss is unfurling the headset, and he'll hand it off to Jocelyn Cookson. Puck played in, goes off the stick of Hamake. Hamake wrapping it around the board. Barch plays it back down. Fargo applying pressure low in the Centennial zone. Fedor will skate it out. He's across the blue. He's across the red. Poked away And neither team getting much going in transition. Too many poke checks, too much traffic in the neutral zone. Very patient play there by Duncan Metcalf. He'll carry it ahead at the red line. Now to the blue. Metcalf, beautiful move. Metcalf walking in, and a big save by Sandberg. 2 breakaway saves for Flynn Sandberg here in the third period. 5:18 to go in the third. Centennial waiting so patiently for any opening, hoping for that home run pass to slide through. Here's Julik. Julik pressured by Barch. Julik whips it ahead to Adams. Adams pinned up alongside the board. Now Caden Johnson carrying it around the Fargo freeze net. Tries a wrap around it. Stopped by Larson. And stopped at the blue line. Not out. Centennial will go right back to work. In the offensive zone, a stick goes flying. It's on the ice, and Homeke will hop off for a replacement from the dot. Shot blocker saved by Larson. Isaac Adams going after it. Now it's on the stick of Gold. Gold accidentally hands it back to Undersander at the blue line. There's a shot by Drops. That's tipped wide. 4:25 to go in the third period. It's off the glass. Here's a chance for Fargo if they hurry, but they won't get there first. It's flung into the stands. Looks like everybody's okay. And now with a break in the action, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Jossie Cooks into the broadcast. Jossie, are you sure you're not missing anything going on in the other rinks right now?
You know, Peter, I am missing anything going on in the other rinks right now. This tournament has been electric. There haven't been slow or boring games. So I've got a lull in some of my work, so I'm here watching.
Well, we love having you with 4:20 to go in regulation. What does Centennial have to do, in your opinion? You've watched a lot of this game. What does Centennial have to do to draw even here?
You know, they're outsizing Fargo, and Fargo's making up for it with their grit right now. So they really need to be the first one to that puck and make the play happen.
Well, right now they won't get a chance to be first to the puck because Fargo sends a fluttering little rainbow shot on net, held onto by Sandberg and frozen. And face-off will come to the right of Sandberg, leaning in Elijah Enger. The puck goes down. Both centers are tied up, so it ends up with Carter Paulus. Paulus up to the blue line. The dump-in attempt ends up in the corner. Enger plays it back behind the Centennial net. Going after it now is Border. Border lost the puck, lost the hand along the side of the net. And thankfully, Eddie Drops is there to play the puck into the neutral zone. 3:45 to go in the third period. Time keeps on ticking away for the Centennial Cougars. And traffic jam in the neutral zone concludes with Centennial dumping it in. Connor Long behind his own net. He'll skate it out. He's got room. He flings it up to Enger. Enger down the right-hand side. Drops. Cuts off the route. The puck ends up on the stick of Isaac Adams. Adams surveying the seat. He's got two wings flying very high in the neutral zone. Adams crosses the blue line. He'll carry it in deep to the Fargo end. Centering try. One-timer stopped by Larson. The Centennial defense go D to D. Drops will carry it in. Eddie Drops, one of the steadiest defenders that we have in the tournament. Jossie, I have a question for you. The strategy that Centennial is employing, those forwards flying so high in the neutral zone with 2:49 to go in regulation, do you like that or not?
I think so. I think they're getting pucks to the net, but it's going to be hard to beat Dom. I saw him eyeing up that spud earlier, and he wants it. So if they can do that and get pucks to the net, we'll see what happens.
It's a nice shot out there for goaltender Dominic Crocker, who is on the bench right now for Fargo. Jaden Larson in goal. That's okay. You didn't watch when they switched at halftime. That's totally okay. I didn't notice at first either. Walking in, a shot on goal. Blocker saved by Larson. A blistering wrister from Caden Johnson. Fargo will clear. Centennial D to D. Homeke up to the blue line. Julik to Johnson. Johnson shooting right into the breadbasket of Larson, and he hangs on. And it looks like he might have caught it. Yeah, not going to go anywhere other than that. Cameraman Justin knows what I'm talking about. Looks like we got a timeout called. Timeout Centennial. Now that we've got Jossie on the broadcast, I don't even feel like taking a break. Jossie, can you describe what the Blue Ox has been like for you in words? You are our fail-safe down in the lobby.
Well, it's been a pleasure. The families and teams have been, they signed the code of conduct and they've followed through. So it's been fun to see a lot of participation of Moorhead families and fans. So it's been fun to have that environment here in Moorhead.
Have you ever been here at Cullen Hockey Center?
No, I have not. I've played
Never.
a lot of hockey in Minnesota and rarely way up here.
All right, now this is a question I love to ask every player who's played at a high level. Toughest player you ever faced not on your team and toughest player you ever faced on your team?
All right, the toughest player I'd face not on my team would be Natalie Darwitz. She just had speed you could not play against.
Yeah, she's okay.
Toughest player on my team, I'd say I hated when I had to go up against Allie Lurkey. Allie Lurkey was a gritty player back in the late 90s before girls had to be too gritty.
Farmington. I'm assuming she's from Farmington. Was she from Farmington?
Lurkey played at Bloomington, Jefferson.
I feel like there's a Farmington in there somewhere. And
She went on to play at UMD.
Whereas you ended up at the University of Wisconsin. Again, congrats on being a Division I hockey player and being the only person on staff with any college hockey experience.
It's an incredible opportunity.
And Fargo desperately trying to clear the zone. Centennial pulls the netminder. It's dumped in. Sandberg's got to get off the ice. Julik. Cross ice to Johnson. 1:56 to go in regulation. Centennial will leave nothing to chance. Shot on, stopped. Frozen by Larson. By the looks of it, it appeared that Larson wanted to play that puck. The whistle blows. We'll have the face-off in the Fargo freeze end. And I stand corrected. Allie Lyricki definitely played for Bloomington Jefferson, not Farmington. Double whoops. Puck in the neutral zone now. Centennial going D to D again. The Cougars with an empty net. They've got, what I would assume, are probably their 6 best players on the ice trying to get that tying goal. Now, Jossie, in a situation like this for Centennial, is it as simple as putting your 6 best guys on the ice, or are you thinking more in terms of role late in the game like this?
I think that's critical. I think you need to know who's going to be able to get it through. Taking too many shots that hit shin pads are going to hurt you here. You want to maximize your time and make sure you're taking that opportunity when it comes.
Well, Undersander working down below the goal line, peeling out. Good pinch there from Julik. Got to be aggressive on the blue line in situations like these. The centering pass is blocked by Fargo. The pass is fanned on, skating ahead. It's going to be a foot race. And it's a foot race that apparently Fargo's, I lost my roster here, Lucas Hankey was content to lose if it meant that more time came off the clock. 50 seconds to go in regulation. The puck pinned up against the wall. 3 Cougars and 2 Freeze members. Fargo dropping 3 defenders back. They're not going to let anybody sneak behind the defense for an easy shot. Caden Johnson in for Centennial, pokes the puck ahead. He's bodied into the boards by Connor Long. Long on the back end. It ends up on the stick of Adams. Loose in front. A mad scramble. The whistle blows. Referee lost sight of the puck. We'll have our second timeout. Centennial will take a minute to talk about what's next with 30 seconds to go in regulation. Don't forget, we've got the Bantam A Championship coming up after this. Osseo Maple Grove and Moorhead. And then Moorhead taking on Stillwater in the Bantam AA final. Jossie, do you have a championship prediction for both Bantam A and Bantam AA?
Well, I have seen all 4 of those teams play very strong this weekend. Moorhead is the wild card in the A. But they want it, and this, like I said, the rink is covered in orange. People are wearing their orange. Moorhead's just kind of got that edge this weekend, I think. So I want to see that.
Do you think they'll take it both, Bantam AAs and Bantam A's?
I think they could. If you were here last night in the Bantam AA quarter, or semi, excuse me, the whole team was here. It looked like up and down the program. You had squirts, peewees, everybody in town here. cheering on these guys. So I just feel like they might have that edge that they're going to need today.
That home ice advantage certainly playing a role. It was funny last night. We're all so appreciative of the amount of support that the Moorhead populace gives to its hockey teams, but as a tournament director, you have this moment where they're all standing on the glass and pounding, and you're thinking, please, please do not break the glass. We are already behind.
Isn't that the truth?
Fun to see kids being kids, and you know what? Kids are going to be kids right now. 30 seconds to go in regulation for all of the blue bracket marbles, Centennial and Fargo. The faceoff will be to the right of Larson. Alex Gold taking it for Fargo. He loses the draw. Julik to drops, a quick shot, stopped and held onto by Larson. Boy, howdy, textbook play there by Centennial, winning the draw, whipping the puck over and getting a quick shot off. We'll line her up again. I don't anticipate any line changes happening with so little time remaining. 20 seconds to go in regulation. Here's a shot from the point. It's tipped in front. Rebound. 1 whack, 2 whack, 3 whack. No whistle yet, and finally it goes. And now we've got a melee-ish. Thankfully, everybody fell down, so no punches thrown. The tension palpable. Leafbirds and Spuds congregating along the glass to watch the final seconds of the Blue Bracket Championship game. These teams will go on dirty ice. So in 10 seconds, we will have a Blue Bracket champion. A shot from the top of the circle. It rolls off into the corner. 3 seconds. Behind the net. And that'll do it. Congratulations to the Fargo Freeze. Down 3-1. The Freeze complete the comeback. 4-3 to win the battle for the Blue Oxes Blue Bracket. Congratulations, Fargo Freeze. The two teams will shake hands, and then we will commence with the trophy ceremony, where Fargo will take a potato back down 94 West. For Peter Odney and YHH, Jossie Cookson, thanks for being here today. It was a real blast. Any final words?
Thank you so much for having me. No, this is awesome.
All right, stick around for the Bantamweight Championship coming up next.
Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
I think anytime you're beginning a season or beginning a new sport where maybe you haven't been as well conditioned as later in the season or near the end of the year, that's when you're going to be most prone to overuse types of injuries. That's going to be sprains and strains and tendonitis and stress fractures. And so I think it's most important to kind of slowly ramp up into an activity and build your volume in a stepwise way instead of jumping in all at once.